Is there a path back to love when all seems lost? The answer might surprise you. Despite heartbreak and challenges, the road to a deeply loving relationship can sometimes even be reborn in the depths of heartbreak. Love is a hope. Love is a hope for a new life. A hope that you'll be accepted fully. A hope that someone else can see that the good in you outweighs all the doubts that you have about yourself. A hope that you'll have someone by your side through the big milestones in life. A hope that you'll have someone to enjoy small, everyday moments with. Love is a hope that life will have meaning. But what happens when that love ends? It can feel like all the hope is suddenly taken away from you. Your world is turned upside down, and it's easy to be pulled into the darkest depths of misery. You may ask yourself how it's possible that the person who stood by your side and built this life with you could just give up rather than work things out. Despite all the conversations that you've tried to have with your partner, they just aren't changing their mind, and you feel the door to their heart closing a little bit more with each failed attempt. Your friends and family will tell you that it's over. Move on. There are plenty of other fish in the sea. You may find yourself maybe even facing a bleak future without that hope that you built your life around. And you wonder, does it all have to end this way? It doesn't. You can save your relationship. But in order to do this, you're going to have to change how you approach things. I'm not going to say that this road is going to be easy. There are going to be lots of ups and downs along the way. For some people, the journey isn't going to be worth it. But if this relationship is special to you, and if you have the tenacity and the resilience to deal with the challenges, then the end of this road may very well end in that happy new beginning for you and your partner. You might be wondering why your partner doesn't have positive feelings when they're with you anymore. We'll be diving into exactly why that is, and more importantly, what you can do to change this in just a moment. However, there are two big problems that you're going to need to overcome if you are going to save your relationship. The first one is that you're still expecting your partner, your ex, to treat you like the two of you are still in a relationship. Yes, the relationship was wonderful, and I know that you can see the potential for the two of you if you could just get past this whole breakup and be back together again. But that's not where they're at emotionally right now. For one reason or another, they ended the relationship. And you need to emotionally accept that and stop expecting them to respond to you as if the two of you were still together. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't save your relationship. It just means that you have to stop talking to them as if the two of you were still together. There is an important emotional journey that your partner needs to go on, and you need to take them there before they're willing to be open to being back together. But more on that in just a moment. And until you take them on this journey, you need to meet them where they're at emotionally, not as your partner, but as your ex. Now, remember how I said that there are two big problems. Meeting them where they're at emotionally is the first one. The second part about all of this is giving them a very compelling reason for getting back together with you. The second problem is that your ex doesn't feel positive emotions. They don't feel positive things when the two of you are together. Now, there are a lot of different ideas and theories about what you need to do to save a relationship. But let's think about this in a different way for now. What is it going to take for your ex to decide that they want to be back together with you again? It's no stretch to say that they're probably going to need to enjoy spending time with you and to see a bright future together with you. It's the only way that they're going to want to be back together again. And this means that everything that you do needs to be focused on creating that positive emotional connection that inspires them, uplifts them, and makes them remember all the reasons that the two of you got together in the first place. Everything else is a distraction that's either leading you nowhere or worse, doing more damage to the dynamic. I know it's easy to get caught up in power dynamics, worrying about interfering third parties and rebound relationships, trying to understand attachment styles, worrying about how men and women are wired differently on a fundamental level, and so many other things. But unless those other things work to help your ex realize that being with you feels good and that they can have a bright future with you, it's just simply not worth putting much attention into it. The emotions that they feel when they are with you are the only thing that truly matters. Once you know what to focus on, improving that is the next question on most people's mind, and understandably so. How do you make the connection between the two of you better? How do you improve it? It's by remembering that the two of you have more in common than you have different. Yes, we may all have different experiences and different pasts. You may have grown up, maybe like me, in a small, quiet suburb in the United States. Or maybe you had a very different childhood. You may have a loving family, or maybe there's a lot of drama in your family. You may have a job that you love, or you may wish things were a little bit different in that area. But no matter what our circumstances or our pasts may have been, we all have one common denominator: our emotions. Rather than trying to connect based on circumstances or struggling to find something to talk about, worried about awkward silences, simply connecting on that emotional level is what is going to show your partner that the two of you have a lot in common still. It's going to smash through the walls that keep the two of you apart, and it's going to be the basic foundation that you can build your new, stronger relationship with them upon. Now, I know that you've probably heard elsewhere that you need to hide how you truly feel, but please know that your feelings aren't something that you need to be ashamed of or feel embarrassed about. When shared appropriately, your feelings and your genuine personality are the greatest asset that you have to saving your relationship. After all, isn't that the main reason why you originally fell in love with your partner? Isn't that what you still love about them? Who they truly are and how they connect with you when the two of you can just be open and honest with one another. And that's what they still love about you as well, if you'll let them see that side of you and access it. Now, don't get me wrong. Telling them how much you miss them and begging and pleading and making a desperate plea to them isn't what I'm talking about here. Not at all. Those sorts of things are only going to make them pull away because they'll feel so much pressure and guilt being around you. What I'm talking about is sharing your authentic self with them. You know, that part of you that they probably fell in love with in the first place. Now, this may all seem straightforward enough, but this is not going to be a straightforward journey. You're going to face some challenges, if you aren't already facing them, that is. And namely, as you start building a stronger emotional connection with your partner, you will be changing their perception of you for the positive. This is a good thing, but it may not always look like a good thing. As you do this, They'll be struggling to place their trust in this new perception of you and in your connection together. They will have fears that this connection is maybe just you on your best behavior, and as soon as you're back together, you'll just slip back into whatever led up to this breakup in the first place. Or maybe they'll worry about what friends and family might think if the two of you got back together again, especially if there was a lot of drama, or if those friends and family just don't exactly have the best opinion of you right now, given everything that's happened. Or maybe they're just afraid of taking another chance at love, afraid to try again, and afraid to admit that they might have been wrong about you and the possibility of the two of you together in the future. But either way, this becomes a challenge in rebuilding the trust between the two of you. And each positive interaction that the two of you have builds up the connection and the good feelings. They enjoy connecting. They enjoy spending time with you. But the more that they do this, it also brings them closer and closer to facing an uncomfortable reality. And that reality is that they may need to confront the difficult choice of whether they should get back together with you or not. They want to be with you emotionally, but it scares them also emotionally. They're caught between a rock and a hard place, and it makes them uncomfortable. They like you, and they want to be close with you, but taking that next step feels like a big risk to them, and so they might hesitate, they might stretch things out, they might stall or try to delay the decision because of what it might mean. And what might it mean? Perhaps it feels risky for them to imagine opening themselves up to love again. Perhaps it means having a difficult conversation where they need to end a rebound relationship with someone else. Perhaps it means taking a chance and trusting you again. They are enjoying the connection, but they worry about what will be asked of them if they follow this connection to its likely and inevitable conclusion. This is something that you absolutely can navigate through if you remember that this is something that you have to address on an emotional level. Now, I'd like to show you how you can help them to manage this uncomfortable choice and what you can do to save your relationship without ignoring your partner, without losing yourself in the process, without using no contact, without playing mind games. I'll show you how to do all of this in this video right here. This video is on the topic of truly understanding and navigating your ex's emotional world. You'll understand where they are, what to do about it, and where they are likely heading as the two of you connect more. I'll see you over there in that video.